Yes, the Koreans is so pissed at us. Like,
No, I think they know we just it's just banter, man. It's nothing.
yeah, it's not that deep. Don't come at
No.
us.
Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did.
Yeah.
What up, everybody?
Yeah, hey everybody, you're watching the Nerdgasm podcast. I don't get Superman. For me, Superman's worse. And I'm not talking about in this movie or in the.
Is Appa the Chewie of the Avatar group?
Yes, he is!
Okay, I'll behave. I'll behave. Okay. Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to yet another episode of the Nerdgasm podcast, the Kizazi Moto review. With my two co-hosts here, we've got the BuckMeister, the enigmatic and energetic Mr. Extrodin.
Yo, what's up?
Please like, comment, and subscribe at our channels. You know, we need subscribers. We need
Comment on this one. Don't send WhatsApps. And go
Comment.
to YouTube and leave
Comment.
comments. Yeah.
Make a lot of noise. You see, my co-hosts are passionate. I like it.
No, I'm just saying, I'm tired of these things where you send messages to the group and I'm like, oh, that's so nice. But then it's like, where's the comments on YouTube, Chief? This is the thing that helps the algorithm, guys.
I have a friend that keeps calling me and it's like, dude, I cannot express myself via comments. I just need to call you. I'm like, dude, just
You know,
come on.
Take what you want to say, ne? Just that first sentence. Type it out and then phone the people. Shut up.
you know, do you remember the time in YouTube where there used to be video responses?
Yeah.
Oh, was there something like that?
Yeah, there was. There was.
Oh,
Hey, that's how long I've been in the game, Ntwana.
hey, what happened to that feature?
No, people weren't
I used to
using
watch
it.
that. They removed it.
People weren't using it, and also it was like cumbersome to make video responses. And it's just like it's a redundant feature because if somebody wants to make a video responding to someone else now, they can just tag them, or they can just say this is a video response.
Oh yeah.
Like that stuff works for smallest platforms like TikTok and Instagram.
Right.
Wow. I just felt all the TikTok lovers just in anger, like we are a small platform, but
Smaller in the processing power.
younger. Okay, don't be angry. Don't come at us. The fact that you can put 10 minutes in your TikToks is well done. That's how YouTube started. So,
Yeah, and they're pushing ads now, eh?
hey,
Mm.
they are. TikTok wants its money. Let's before
The creators want their money. Like a lot of these things is ish.
no
Yeah.
comment. No comment. Anyway, so we are here to have our lovely Kizazi Moto review. I'd like, the reason why I wanted to have it separate is that I want to have fresh eyes, because usually when we have our reviews, especially when it comes to things like Yu-Gi-Oh or
Dragon Ball.
or Dragon Ball or something like that, we have a lot of say, and then when it comes to reviewing this, we are spent.
Mm.
And this, I genuinely feel deserves our full attention, and I'm glad that I've watched. I've gone up to episode 6 now. You're not gonna go.
Did you guys hear about it before I said anything?
No, I saw it from you.
Just a trailer or something, but
No, I'll be on the level. I watched. I was following you on TikTok before we actually started communicating, and then you released a TikTok saying, "Guys, we need to fan the flames," and then I was like, "Okay, let me watch this," and then, oh shit, this thing's pretty cool.
mm,
Oh, okay. That's cool, but it makes me sad.
I saw a trailer, and I know some of the artists who were involved in some of these episodes. I don't know them personally, but I am friends with them on Facebook. One of them I actually bought merch from him like a few years ago.
Cool.
So yeah, so obviously because of Facebook on their feeds, sometimes you see some of these things through them. Yeah.
Because the thing that caused my mix up is that I confused the drop dates. So I thought, okay, it's gonna come out on this day or that day or this day. So I was preparing, for that particular date in my head, and then you came and said, "Oh, it's out." Like, oh shit, it's out.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I think like because the thing is with me, I'm connected to a lot of people who are connected to Comic Con, so
Yes.
I think that's how
Oh,
I managed to like hear about this when it was making the earlier rounds and all of that
Mm.
stuff. And I was just trying to get everybody who was anybody to try and check something out. And I
right.
and I was and I was very like it was very kind of just like it was one of the criticisms I had of Comic Con where I was just like, you get these people a panel, please have them talk about
Mm,
something. Like
mm,
get them on the big stage. They did something for Disney. Whether this goes anywhere or not, which we know Disney's not going to pick any of this up, which sucks because it's just like these are fantastic pilots for
mm.
shows and
Yeah.
movies. Like these are
Yeah.
fantastic samples for movies. Like there's a couple
Mm,
episodes that I would make movies, but there's a couple
yeah.
of ones where I'm like, this is at least a
This is a
three
series.
season. This is a
You,
three
Mm,
season series. Like
yeah.
yeah.
episode 5 specifically, I'm like a South African like regular show. That would be episode 5. That would be so
Which
dope.
one is episode 5?
That's the totem problems.
Oh.
Like that, I would love to see. I would love to see. And when we get to it, we'll get to it. But
We'll
let's
get
It
to
let's
it.
felt like
talk about
for me,
let's talk
But
about
because
these
it,
two.
you
it
just
felt
gave
like a
me
Pixar movie.
an
Episode 5,
interesting idea.
episode 5 felt like a Pixar movie for me.
You
Let's
know what?
let's
You
let's
know
get
what?
to these two episodes though.
You know what we should do? We should. I think we must organize our own panel and invite all these people to come talk. Because if this is not going
Wow.
to do it, let's do it ourselves. Let
Yeah.
I'm sick.
Love that.
I love the fact that Comic
Love
Con
that.
exists and everything like that. But
Love that.
I have this mindset that we we can't wait for permission to do what we feel is right.
Yeah.
Which I always tell people, like if I
Yes.
need votes to do what's right for this country, then
Yes.
I've done something wrong.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I shot my shot at
yeah,
I shot my shot at the guys from We Should Be Drawing podcast. They haven't gotten
yes,
back to me, but one of the dudes did like one of the drawings I did. So
yeah.
I guess it's just a thing where we gotta just build it up the way we build it up organically, and then
Yeah.
we can try again at another stage. Because like unfortunately, this is going to fade to the wayside. Unfortunately, like the signs are already there.
Says who?
No, I'm
So
saying in terms of
there's not much
I'm saying in
traction.
terms of traction and in terms of people
Oh,
actually talking about
okay.
it.
I get you.
It's not about us forgetting about it. That's not what's
Okay.
going to happen. No.
Okay.
And for me personally, when I build, if like my brand gets to where I want it to get, I'm going to send everybody to this thing. I'm
Yes.
going to be like, yeah, this thing came out. I don't care how old it is at the time when that
You
happens.
you
Watch
watching?
this.
Yes, yes.
Like I'm going to even re-review this when I have more eyes on me and all of
Mm.
that stuff. That's just the plan.
It
But it's
that's
just
what it
like
deserves. It
yeah, but
deserves that. It
it's just
deserves.
like it didn't get it this time round, and it sucks. Like it's just like, and also it was just like Comic Con. You were in the perfect position to. I love Comic Con. I love the opportunity that they gave me. I'm very, very grateful. I don't have a lot of negative things to say, but I just want to say to anybody who may be watching this from Comic Con, please get these people on a panel. Like we'll
Mm,
do our own panel as well, but get them on a panel.
Mm,
Bring them to like.
mm,
Don't let Beyond the Lot take views that because Beyond the Lot covered this. Don't let don't like Grace Randolph. Don't necessarily have beef with her or whatever, but don't let her take views from what it could have been South African eyes on
yeah.
this thing as well.
mm,
Like
mm,
let's get this as much exposure as possible.
My
right.
I don't know if I've told you this story before, but what my biggest tragedy is that whenever something South African or even in fact African happens, and the fact that not many people get to see what we've done because there's no traction or there's this illusion that there are not enough people that will be interested in this type of topics and all this kind of crazy things, and then they use that poor result from the lack of marketing in my mind
Yes.
as an excuse to
As a
claim
reason.
as an
Yes.
excuse to claim that the market isn't ready for what they're trying to
Mm,
bring. And that frustrates me. I think one of my biggest disappointments, especially in the gaming industry, was that, I've told you guys about my love of StarCraft. And when I tell you about how much I love StarCraft, the way you guys were going crazy last week at the France versus Springbok game, that's the level of fan I am for StarCraft. Okay, so
mm,
I'm on the GSL. I'm watching the I'm watching the grand finals. I'm going crazy, supporting my favorite players, aka Hero. I don't know if anyone knows who Hero is. Hero and Maru. Those are my two favorites. Okay, we'll come back. But the big tragedy is there was a local boy, South African, who used to play StarCraft 2 professionally. His name is Robert PandaTank Botha. He used to fly all the way to the GSLs. He used to be in those tournaments, and it had to take me having to dig up research to find out that we had local South African representation in something I love so much. That he even
Anything
went,
about it.
played in these tournaments, and then he in fact he even retired without South Africans showing him the love that he deserves. That angers me, and I don't want that to happen for something like this. So I'll canvas this until the light shines out in my eyes, because we need to make sure. Sure, maybe this didn't make it. Maybe there'll be something else that you'll need to create. It's absolutely okay, so long as you know that there's someone here that's fighting for you to know that this thing exists for the market here. That's all I have to say about this matter. Okay, yeah. That concludes my rant.
Yeah, no, it's that's but that also ties into other conversations that we've had and all of that stuff. But anyway, just getting back to these two episodes. So we got three. I forget what the title is. I just know it has that leggy. I'm trying to get what was the
Wait,
episode name?
you know what? I need a PA. Anyone who wants to I'm looking for interns, unpaid interns who want to have who wants to be my personal assistant to help me keep track of my stuff, because I write these things down, and then before the meeting starts I run here and organize everything, and then I sit here like, oh crap, there's the thing.
It's called Moremi.
Oh, it's called Moremi.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Thank
Right.
you. Thank
Okay.
you.
Right. Yeah. What's this? This episode to me was one of the ones I liked. I didn't love it like the other ones, but I liked it a lot because I like the lore that they introduced with the two with the female. Like they give her this mysterious background because we get this kid and he's just in these weird catacombs and like he's just trying to he's just he's trying to reach something. We don't know what's going on, and that's like the issue with shorts. It's just like there's so much here that we could explore, but we don't have the time. Damn it.
I mean, for me, I get the feeling that like he wanted to
Kuta, we
get
can't
out.
see you.
Yeah, he had to
Okay,
get out.
I'm coming. Just charging my laptop.
Oh, okay, you off screen. My bad. Okay, I
It's
thought
okay.
something was going on with your screen. Ciao.
Welcome
Anyway,
back.
sorry. Tebello, you were saying?
I'm saying, for me, I get the feeling that is this kid? He's living in this catacomb world. He's all alone, and he wants to get out. And he's got these things. These. I think it was a bird, right?
Mhm.
A bird and some other person trying to keep him entertained, but at the same time, you could see just how desperately lonely he is,
Yes.
which is something only child syndrome. So I could immediately sense like, yeah, I know it sucks. And then
And he can't say a word. He's not saying a word. He can't really speak.
he can't articulate. Yeah.
Mm. The designs were phenomenal, like the color schemes and the buildings and the character design. I think the character design through this entire thing is just strong. From every episode, there's not a bad character design throughout this thing. And now that I'm also getting into the art space, I'm like, when you become an artist and you start noticing things, you're like, yo, these people, like, they're so good.
They are.
Oh my God, they're so good.
It's easy to look at from the outside and say, oh, that's a cool story. When you are in the field and you're doing the work and you know how much work that needs to go into making things look a way that they look,
Amen.
then you're just like, heads off. 'Cause guys, those guys put their heart and soul into those episodes. I won't lie.
I agree. The number of work the amount of work that's placed on all these things, from character design, like you said, to original costumes to
The colors, my guy. The colors.
world building for a short.
For a short. I mean, I was so engrossed when that lady came and she did all that crazy stuff and rescued that little boy and they're basically trying to escape. You see that they're in this world, the power lines show. It's nice. It's a nice blend of spirituality, also in Africanism.
Right.
but you see such detail. The forest looks so beautiful.
Mm.
Bruh, I could spend the afternoon in that forest. That forest, yo.
Sure, I wouldn't mind being chased by gigantic monsters just to spend time in that forest. I like tell the monsters,
Yeah.
don't worry, you can kill me later. Let's just sit down and have
And
a
explore.
And the music, yo, I love the music of this episode. Like, I just think that I think maybe it's just the lack of context, but it's hard to hold it against that episode. Like, it's hard for me to, like, when people say that, when people have the criticism, when they say, like, it's just a guy or it's just a person or a girl or whatever, they're in a world and they have to run from point A to point B and that's the short. It's like, it's hard for me to use that as a legitimate criticism because I'm like, it's 10 minutes. There's only so much you can fit in 10 minutes. Like, and also, there's cartoons that have 20, 30 minutes, but don't even say as much as some of these shorts.
These episodes.
Yes.
So I'm like, for me, it's hard to, like, when people say that criticism, I'm like, you like, okay, maybe you can say that for a short, but I personally can't because I'm just like, they've got 10 minutes. They can only do so much.
I guess also, you have mentioned something that we all have in common here is we're artists, and I think we look at certain things from a different lens. You know, if you're just a viewer who just wants to watch something just for entertainment purposes, maybe just want to see people kick each other or whatever, then maybe this is not for you. But if you're interested in world building, story, backgrounds, characters, character designs, spirituality, and how it ties into storytelling, it might be for you, you know.
No, but I mean, there's some episodes that have some fantastic action. I mean, we're going to talk about one just now, but like, with this one, yeah, it is it's much more muted. It's much more or less, chaotic. It's more focused with this story, and you get to learn a lot about this woman. Like Moremi, I think is her name. And like you from her actions, you see that she's actually quite impulsive. She's very emotional or whatever. Like she works, like she loves her son, and she like instantly regrets some of the decisions that she's made through this episode and everything. They give you a lot with that character where you're just like, I wish I could have had more.
And also, I feel like I think what I liked about it is they don't make it clear from the get-go that she's the mother.
Yeah.
Actually, you think that she's kidnapping this child or something, but at the same time, you're like, okay, maybe she's rescuing him. Okay, it's fine. And it's like, okay, she knows this kid, but this kid doesn't seem like he
her.
No, but like also she doesn't think about some of the consequences of her actions because she keeps bringing these monsters with her, and it's just like, oh, she hasn't made that correlation between who she is and the danger that she poses because she's opposing. And like with the story, they tell you that she's opposing like a natural order type of thing, but you learn that maybe it was more unnatural than natural.
I think the lesson I draw from this story is that there are consequences to her ambitions. That she was so driven to create this big shield barrier thing that she was even willing to give up something that she cared about. I mean, she referred to it as her heart.
But like also when you look at it, they were getting attacked by giant monsters and they didn't have any form of recourse. So that also tells me that whoever are the spiritual guardians that are supposed to be helping them are also not helping them. So what are they doing? What does it require? Like why did she have to use her son? Because it's not like I wouldn't say she wasn't aware of consequences or whatever. I would say that in the world that she's in, it's totally unfair what's happening and she's doing the best that she can.
Yes.
But also at the same time, why is that the case? Why did it require the kid? And then also like the kid himself, you see that he's like, you see that there is a modicum of how he was raised or whatever, because he's very awkward with strangers. Because when he sees her, she's a stranger and he doesn't understand what's going on and all of that stuff. But the minute he makes the click, the minute he makes the connection, he's just like, I have to help her. And you're just like, what is it about this kid that made the shield work and all of that? It's just questions that would love to have led to a movie or a series.
I think also when he sees himself or he sees his body there, I think it sort of clicks even more, and you actually begin to question: is he ever going to be able to go back into that body, or
How?
you know?
It's
So, like you're saying, the series would make it so much
it,
greater.
it's yeah. It hints to like it has a kind of dystopian feel without
Yes,
actually looking like a dystopia. When we
yes.
have a dystopian feel, we see
Everything
beat down,
looks deserted
a
and
beat down
ruins.
cities, people living in slums, gang
Right.
lords, um, prostitution, all this kind of disgusting, nasty things that you see in like
Bandits.
an urban dystopia. We
Yeah.
don't see sort of a rural or a spiritual dystopia. And
Mhm.
this is a very lovely story. And like I said, it's a big sad loss to see that it's like I said. We won't get to see more of this because, and I kid you
See
not,
me see trouble.
I kid you not. Almost all of these stories, they deserve more episodes. That's how I genuinely feel like how do you end like this? How can I need more? I mean,
Mhm.
sure, I've grown a bit since my days of the evil cult and all the kung fu movies, so I've learned to let go, but it doesn't make it any less sucky. That's all I want
I
to
don't
say.
know. I think I've mentioned this before that it does give me Love, Death, and Robot vibes, not in a sense of it being related to robots, but in a sense that it's an anthology, right? But
Mm.
I
I mean,
would say
Love.
this is kind of better than Love, Death, and Robots
For
because like
Oh,
there's a cohesive feel to every episode, if you
yes,
understand. Like
yes,
maybe they're different stories, but
mm,
they're all connected with a through line and a thread.
yes.
Whereas with Love, Death and Robot, I mean, I didn't watch all of it, but with Love, Death and Robot, from what I heard about it and all of that stuff, it felt like it was so disconnected in terms of theme and in terms of what
Yes.
the shorts are supposed to be that
Right.
you just get some really cool animation and then you get to the end or whatever. Whereas this, every story here kind of has a through line of sorts.
Mm,
Like this kind of like there's similar messaging
mm,
throughout or there's similar themes throughout every like short and that's what kind of just makes this kind of like a beautiful project but also like kind of heartbreaking that we don't get more
mm,
because they're all so different
yes.
but they
and
all have this similar theme
where
to them.
where Love, Death, and Robots falls short, and where these guys really come through. These ones that actually leaving you wanting more. In Love, Death, and Robots, each episode is over and the story is
It's
complete.
like a movie. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a short movie. You're right.
I wanted to. The reason I wanted to say this is, in as much as what you're saying is true, there's actually a specific episode that continued from the first season into the
Okay.
second season
Really?
of one of the shorts. Yes.
Okay.
So the reason why I even brought it up now is maybe what I'm thinking is, should this be a season two? Maybe some of these shorts might actually continue as another
I don't
short.
want another anthology. What I want is for them to at least pick up three of these shows. I would rather they pick up three of them than they do another one of these shorts things because
I
it's just like let's get some things going. Let's
you
get
Also,
know
you,
something. Yeah.
for,
there
for
was
you
that comedy show that people were talking about. The one with the cops and everything. What's this called again?
cops, the wannabe
Yeah,
cops.
the one with the police officers. It's a comedy show. Something 99.
Oh, Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You remember how it started in one streaming service and then
Yes, then it
they
got
decided to
cancelled.
then it got cancelled and there was a huge outcry and then it got picked up by another streaming service.
Yeah, another network. Yeah. So
Yeah, I
so
think
what I
that.
wanted to say that like from your explanation, Buckmeister, it sounds like like how before Naruto became serialized or One Piece
Mm.
became serialized, there were first one shots.
Yeah.
Even though it was different stories altogether, but
Mm.
it's like once people liked it because of the rankings and votings and all that, but then it became a thing. So had they marketed this thing like we were talking earlier, if this show was marketed as a vote for your favorite short, and we're gonna turn that short into a series, I think that would have been the
Yeah,
best
but like
strategy.
that's the thing is though again just to not and I'd hate to be that guy but I guess I got to be that guy just a little bit. It's the
Mm.
whole thing of how the lack of the Black Panther just hurt a bunch of projects in the making and projects that were similar because
Right.
it was just like when you get to it, ne, Wakanda Forever didn't do the things that it was supposed to do. There was no oomph, there was no like, it didn't bring the energy that the first one brought. And in
Right.
response, studios weren't willing to take chances on marketing or spending money on projects like that. They kind of did this because they were trying to just like get in on the wave a little bit and be like, hey, we did the African thing. But
Mm.
there was not enough of a push where this is like, because if Black Panther is strong, T'Challa specifically, if he has a strong presence, if he has like a Captain America, Iron Man level presence,
Mhm.
studios are gonna want to get a piece of that somehow.
You're
And the
absolutely
first
right.
thing that they're gonna go to is they're gonna like Kizazi, even in the interviews, if you hear it, they will say Black Panther 1 happened, it was a big moment, Disney took a chance, and then then they saw that they could take a chance on us. And it's just like that's kind of how those things work. So that's
Yeah,
why when people are confused about me going so hard for T'Challa, in a sense, it's just like it's more than just about it's about T'Challa, but it's more than about that because it's also about having a successful property that has that going on because that will lead on to knock-on effects as well. Because then you get to Hollywood, you get to pitching, even not in Hollywood, even if you're just pitching to somebody else and you're like, it's Black Panther meets this or it meets that,
yeah,
which is what some of these shorts actually are. I mean, Herder Boy has a lot of Black Panther vibes going on with the Tresonite and the vibranium and all of that stuff.
Right.
So it's just that's kind of the thing that hurt it, and I don't think like South Africans didn't care. I don't think because they just saw this is Americans making something that has African aesthetic to it or whatever. Some of us did, but like that's how a lot of people just viewed it
mm,
in J. But it's just like no, you gotta we have to be involved in this. Like the
Right.
fact that they drape this in a lot of African culture is how we got something like Kizazi Moto. So
mm.
use it as a medium to get more stories like these out. Basically.
I wanted to say that, back in the day, I don't know when this stopped, but there used to be a big push merchandise-wise when it comes to something like this. I remember when we were young and maybe Mulan was coming out.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, McDonald's is pushing toys.
Yeah,
There would be a Mulan action figure, there would be the dragon. For me, if this was pushed by like a McDonald's or like whatever, whatever food,
heck, even chicken licking
chicken
for
licken,
heaven's
it's
sake.
fine.
Yeah,
But
but like that's the thing is like they're not willing to invest that type of money in it because they're seeing this as a nicety. They're seeing this as a this is just a moment in time, which is the
But
same thing that they did with Black Panther, and that's where like the issue kind of gets a little bit frustrating for me, where I'm just like you have to have somebody in there strong, and then
mm,
people can follow. I mean,
here's
that's
a
how it
smidget,
happened with Superman.
mm,
here's a smidget of hope. There was a time, be it a generation ago, a
mm,
generation and a half ago, where even movies like even characters like Spider-Man and Iron Man were not given the time of day.
yes,
And it took
yes,
people like us who kept on watching, even when they were. I remember the one story, the one lady said, like her husband used to watch all these animated movies, and she used to complain these live adaptations, and she used to tell her husband, "These things are terrible,"
mm,
and the husband would agree, "Yeah, they're bad,"
mm,
but up until the what for them to become good, people like us need to keep watching,
yes. Mm.
and the
The
first.
sucky thing is that these are good though.
Yeah, no, I'm not bashing you. I'm just talking about the
We're
context
talking
of.
about
Yeah,
the
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking
texture
about
thing.
I'm talking about the context of a generation ago that it took passionate people to keep
Mm,
coming, to keep
mm,
to keep investing for it
mm,
finally to click, and then when they were desperate enough and they said, "Okay, we're gonna give you Blade," Blade blew up because of people like this man who was watching this movie. The first time he sat down with, he was a very old man by the time he sat down to watch the old Avengers. I don't even think he was alive to watch Endgame. But when he first watched the first Avengers, he was this old man with his wife
mm.
sitting there and looking at his wife like, this is how he got here by
Yeah,
watching those terrible movies like that.
yeah, yeah.
And
And
the thing we need to do, what the smidget of hope I want to impart right now is that sure the studios aren't listening. The biggest annoying companies aren't sponsoring and stuff like that. We need to keep watching. We need to keep talking. We need to keep We need to keep the conversation going in our minds, even if it's our own little niche. It's our niche to keep it alive for. That's what.
Absolutely. I mean, look at
What
Suits and what it's doing to Netflix. Suits got. I mean, that show finished like a long time ago,
Mhm.
but it's the highest viewed series on Netflix, right? I think it was on USA Network at a point. Imagine the time this thing gets so much views on Disney Plus that it actually shocks the guys at Disney. They're gonna be like, we should have continued with this thing a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's actually proving that it's actually a good product.
Mm.
And also, I feel like episode 2, in as much as I was complaining about episode 2, I would have loved to play a game based on episode 2.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I wish they had actually pushed that as a game as well, and maybe continued some of that story going forward so that we can see what happens. But yeah,
No, but anyway, like the point is to keep watching. I mean, for me, I find it difficult to keep giving Disney money. It's just like ish. I don't know if I want to keep giving you guys money.
What did I say last week? What did I say last week? It was actually a clip of the part of what I said last week. Like, guys, don't trust Disney, but trust local content. The more we give local content the support we need, the more we won't even need that symbol over there. That one, yeah, we won't even need it. Oh,
No,
there.
I mean definitely, yeah.
That one.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
by
yeah.
the way,
on top. Yeah.
does anyone know whether Disney actually pumped up money to produce these things, or whether they're just helping with
No,
broadcast?
so the way I think it happened, because I watched some of it, they got the guy who did the Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse to
Dang.
coordinate and do the pitch and everything. And then Triggerfish and them, I think, handled a lot of the distribution and some of the fun. I think Disney did handle some of the funding for these things. But mostly I think Disney did is they allocated some form of budget, which it wasn't big, I don't think. Which is if from what I'm hearing, the budget was what the budget was. The fact that these shorts look the way that they look is friggin' phenomenal. But so I don't I think they were behind some of the funding. Somebody can correct me, but I think they were behind some of the funding. And then they were the ones that gave them the platform to actually produce the shorts and to put the shorts up and all of that stuff. I think that's how it worked. Triggerfish handled a lot of the admin and everything, and then gave it to the guy who did the Cross the Spider-Verse, and then Disney just gave them the platform and some of the funding.
We must get Triggerfish on here. Yeah, we should have it like one of those big super
One
interviews.
of the guys should
Yeah.
reach out.
Anyway, let's go back. Okay, we've expressed our feelings. Now let's talk about the episode. Okay, we've talked. This was episode what? 3, right?
This was episode 3.
Oh,
Honorable mention.
Yeah?
The technology also looked really good. I love some of those technological designs and everything. Like that sword thing that they bang on the ground and everything. That looked really cool to me. I really, and the monsters also. I mean, they weren't scary, but they were interesting looking. Like one of them looked like a robotic lion and all of that stuff. And I think
it gave me a lot of Bleach feels.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
In the monster designs, I mean, they somewhat looked.
Yeah, like
they
hollow,
they kind of looked
yeah.
I guess monsters, but they weren't. And then she was fighting them with a sword, and it was like, for me, it felt like, wow, this is
Also, big shout out to the voice actors. I'm not sure who played Moremi, but she did a fantastic job. Oh my god, you will never have him again, ever.
Yeah.
Yo.
It wasn't a question. It wasn't a statement. It was fine. And that's a final statement that you hear from every African mother. Come between me and my baby. Watch out what happens. Not to bash any other mothers in the world, but I've seen. I'm just saying, we are raised up on African moms. We know what they can do. Am I frozen?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, we can. Yeah, you're still good.
Okay.
Mr. Extrodin, any last thoughts on this episode?
I really liked it. I wished it was longer than it was. I wished it was at least 30 minutes long.
Ish.
But I really, for me, that Moremi really stands out. And you see the vast difference between the boy that is in that, I don't know what to call it, that
the capsule,
the capsule
the catacombs, or whatever
versus
it's called. Yeah.
how the boy turned out. And when you look at that character design of that boy, that's usually a drawing or a sculpture of something that could be seen as a god of sorts, or like a tokoloshi or whatever. So the fact that they actually
Spirit.
a spirit. So the fact that they actually designed it like that, it speaks a lot of volumes, And
Yeah.
to see that what you would consider to be something that you should revere, being scared, you're like, oh, that's different.
That explains a lot. That also comes to that feeling of the Bleach vibes, isn't it? It's like, yeah, okay, I can see where the Bleach parallels comes in. It's like that kid is like the Soul King, and it was like a rescue mission to bring him back to the world, as
Right.
opposed to
And also the fact that they were in another world that's getting invaded by monsters, and like this other world looks like fully realized, even though we don't get to spend a lot of time in it. It looks like it's fully realized, and there's like full things going on. And you hear the bird guy be like, we'll try again tomorrow. Oh yeah, and you're just like, oh okay, so there's things going on here and everything. Also, I just want to say I need to eat some jollof rice. This thing sounds very mystical.
I've had it.
I've never eaten it before. I don't
Way
think.
too many times. I've had it way too many times, bro.
Where are you guys getting it? I don't know if. Oh no! Wait! Do the Senegalese make jollof rice? Because if they do, then I think I've had it.
Ghana and Nigeria, I think.
Yeah, Ghana and Nigeria, they're like the two contenders.
Okay, then I
and
don't
the
think I
funny
have.
thing is, they don't like each other.
Each other's jollof, yeah. They don't like each other's jollof.
Hi, Africans, can we stop beefing, guys? Come on. Beef on everything. We beef on the food, we beef on the borders. Come on, guys.
The one that I've had a lot of times is from Ghana.
Yeah, same here.
I haven't had the Nigerian.
Where did you guys get it? Did you guys go to a restaurant?
For me, it's church. When church people from Ghana, they would when you go to their place, they would serve you with jollof.
We must find this place. Okay, well, this is a very long.
I know there's a place in Sunnyside that actually sells jollof. So
I have my mom's hairdresser, who's also technically mine. We've been very close for a very long time, and we were invited to one of her friends' weddings, and there it was. Very nice. I almost died because I was still very sensitive to very spicy food at the time, but very nice.
We should make an excursion. We should do a vlog thing. And go to that restaurant or whatever sometime.
I'd bet because you'd actually enjoy it. It's quite.
No, I'm pretty sure I would. I think maybe I've had something similar because I've eaten a lot of Senegalese food, and they do a lot of rice things as well, and a lot of spicy rice things as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so I think either I've had some version of it or I've had it, and because the other thing is, unfortunately, when we get into the colonization things and the borders and all of that stuff, like a lot of people were doing similar things across the continent, so it just became different via names and stuff. So
yes, that's true.
Like remember, I think it was a couple of years back, how everybody had a heart attack because Nigerians have this thing called puff puff, and we have magwenya, and like the way we reacted as if we've been insulted. Just because they call him Puff Puff. I was like, guys, that last the way the videos are trending, Mudimu, Vaibitari Bok Bok. Like, they're even calling it correct. Like, they're calling it Puff Puff, guys. And then, like, guys, just relax.
Africans buffet to why we saw at each other's throats over things that beef on everything, chief. Even magwenya we don't get mad when Africans say fat cook, but now when beef come up,
speaking of fat cook, I don't know if you guys, I know we're going off tangent, but there's a clip someone showed, I think on
is this the Selena Gomez thing?
Selena Gomez.
Where she was like, you enjoying your morning magwenya? I'm like, and then the comments killed me.
Like you're enjoying you just eat your vet cook or something like that.
No, I think. Oh, did she say fat cook?
Yeah, but like obviously the V is like
Oh
like
yeah,
vet.
you enjoying your morning fat cook or whatever.
Yeah.
The comments killed me. Somebody was like, Magunya is winning out here. Magunya made it to Hollywood.
Yeah.
I was dying. See,
But
if Magunya can make it to Hollywood, Buffett, let's get Kizazi
yeah,
to
yeah.
Hollywood.
And let's also get jollof rice. Okay, jollof rice is also big. Funny enough, jollof rice is also big in the US. Surprise, surprise. It's
Yes.
also big in the UK. Like
Yes.
Well,
African,
a lot of Nigerian people, I think, moved there.
They
So I
travel,
guess
yeah.
that's yeah.
but
And
the
Restaurants there. I don't know if you guys have seen an episode of Atlanta. You know Atlanta, the series by Childish Gambino.
yeah.
yeah.
There is an episode there where one of the characters, Leketh Steinfeld's character, actually is half Nigerian. So he goes to England, I think, or somewhere, and he finds a Nigerian restaurant there, and he orders a jollof. You see?
Uh,
Yeah.
Now, shout out to Nigeria.
guys, African cooking is divine.
No,
Let's
we
just
should.
put it out there. Like
Yeah.
I mean,
The fufu and
yeah, I
all those things.
I have an
And I've been
eclectic.
eating like a bunch of Ethiopian stuff, and that stuff was even fire. So
Mm,
like,
Shout out to Ethiopia.
it's African food. It's Indian food. And I've got an Indian godmother, so I had to learn all these things.
mm,
I always flex that I can make a perfect lamb korma from beginning to end, thanks to my to my godparents. So
oh,
the cooking and the foods, bring them to me. It's okay. I'll learn. I'll learn. I want to know how to make this jollof rice. So, sometimes when you taste something and you think I have to learn how to do this, this has to be in my list of recipes. Jol- Jollof is one of them. I want to cook enough
yeah.
to impress my to impress some African auntie who's going to come like this. Here, auntie, taste.
Mm.
Can
And
you
I mean, I love this thing of see me see trouble. I've been saying that so much. See me see trouble.
Have I not given everything?
Yeah.
That's
Have
what
I not given everything?
that's what you must say after they eat your food and say nothing. Have I not given everything?
Yes, yes, yes. The,
No,
the people's like, yes.
you do that in some houses. They do look at you like that. They do give you the Angela Bassett where you're just like, so
So it must have-
you're just gonna eat in jail.
You're just going to eat. You're not going to say anything.
You're not nothing.
Like,
You're just gonna walk from the table.
You're just gonna walk from the table.
You're just gonna go. You're just gonna go. Like I remember that was a big deal for me because one time I stood up and I just went to the kitchen and then I come back and my aunt is looking at me like and I was like, no, the food was great. Thank you so much.
But also, you know, there's so many small things that I've noticed, you know, that Africans do, and I'll give an example. Some people when they eat pap, they form a ball.
Mm.
Some people just use a spoon, and I think that speaks a lot. It says a lot. You know, some people don't even use a bowl at all. They just
yeah.
and then start dipping. You know, it's just so fascinating to me.
Also, the other thing that is interesting is when you hear people say like, and then you hear like, or whatever they do, and it's like, oh, goddamn, how did that? That's so close. Because it all means the same thing. Like if you see a Nigerian person and they go, you're just like, oh, I said something he doesn't like. And then you see a South African and you just hear. It's like, more.
One of
One or two.
Yeah.
And everybody has the finger, everyone has the hand. This one you must know. This one, when you see this
did
one.
something. I get this. Just something.
Look at this man. Look at this. This entire man of God decides to get out off my table
And you
without
get
saying thank
offended
you.
by this. No. You get offended by this. I'm telling you, it's crazy. But
Yeah, let's get into this
Okay,
next episode.
Let's get
So,
into this episode.
Surf Sangoma.
Okay.
Surf Sangoma. Yeah, bro. This one stuck out in my head a lot because this was the one people are saying it's the closest to like that across the Spider-Verse, into the Spider-Verse style
Yeah,
of
the animation style.
animation.
Yeah, the animation style is very close.
Yeah. I mean, first off, it also because I've been watching Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Extrodin.
Sorry. It also has some DreamWorks / Pixar vibes to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, but it's also very dark. Like it's a very like hectic
Yeah.
episode actually. For something that's supposed to be for 6 years and older, there's a lot of stuff going in there where I'm just like, is a 6-year-old gonna be watching this?
Bullying and you're like, what the hell?
Not
I,
bullying,
I
attempted murder.
I like I
Yeah.
like I like the thing that it tells us like you know when this person was busy making commentary. I was like, if you watch this as a kid, then shame on your parents. And then they showed episode of Boondocks, and then to think that I was like, oh crap, I was a young high school man when I was watching watching this type
I
of
don't know.
thing.
I don't know if you guys know this meme. They show this kid. It's like me as a 5-year-old kid, and they show all the anime that we used to watch as kids,
Yeah,
and all of them it's bloody, bro. Like the Zodiac.
I'm in Kenshin. Do you see what happens in Kenshin? Like,
Exactly.
and we are watching it like,
No, even Dragon Ball Z, when we think about it, we're just like, we saw Nappa take off Tien's arm,
Yeah.
and everybody was just fine with it.
Yeah,
Like, that's insane.
that's
we
crazy.
saw Vegeta decapitate Goldo. Not
Yeah.
We saw Frieza get cut in half, guys, and it was just fine.
Like,
we saw Frieza pull off Nail's arm like yoink.
We saw Frieza blow up Krillin. Like,
dude, the blowing up I can see. You remember when he stabbed him with his horn and he was.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We saw that whole thing and we were like, oh yeah.
Oh no, Krillin! And then we were like, get him, Gohan, get him!
Elon, wait, do that again, Mr. Extrodin. You've got things going on. Like, I just saw a thumbs up.
I think I also saw a thumbs. And when I'm trying to do them the second time, it doesn't
Ah,
appear anymore.
okay. Anyway, but like Surf Sangoma, right? I've been like since I've been watching Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm like, Yu-Gi-Oh is so absurd because it's like such craziness over a child's game. Like this is something that they play in school. We come here to surf Sangoma. I'm like, you guys have way too much energy for a surfing board. Like, yo, this is something people they go to the waves, they have fun, they go home.
Yeah.
Yo, now there's like those squids. Those squids are obviously like references for drugs because there's that guy in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Oh, Zabafanas. And you know you've seen that guy when you're walking Kostra thing and you've seen somebody who like points out to you, you're just like, dog, what happened with your life, my guy?
That's an open salesman right there.
That is being your salesman. That is, I think it's an. Okay, no, stop.
Like dog, it's just like you're walking, like you've made a wrong turn when you run into that guy because you're just like, hey,
oh,
like,
what?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like, hey,
Not
I'm on the wrong street. Like,
But then at the same time, you know, you're like in Joburg Central, right? Whenever
Yeah.
you find yourself, if you make a wrong turn, the last thing you do is turn around and walk back.
yeah.
If you just pretend, you're like,
I know where I'm going.
walk with all the confidence, like keep going.
Yo, you know,
No,
speaking of that, there's a guy. There's a guy that gave me.
Sorry,
there's a-
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. There's a guy that gave me a cheat code. Like he said that what he does, like we used to use taxis every day. So he says what he does is when he gets out of the taxi, he pretends that he's mad, bro. He just talks to himself, cusses everybody. He says there's no way anybody's gonna approach him, though. It's like, yeah, that guy's mad. There's no way we're gonna approach him.
No, you know what's crazy? I was doing an internship one time in Joburg, and there was that thing of I was lost, right? And I didn't know where I was going, but I'm walking with all the confidence to the point where I ran into my sister, and she's just like, you walked around the same building 3 times, and I was like, and I think what happened is people thought that I was so cracked out or whatever that they would just like leave this guy alone. He's in his own world.
He's
He
higher
doesn't
than the
know what
sky.
he's doing. Just dog. And I'm telling you, I'm walking like I don't look lost at all. I'm just walking in there, and I passed the same building 3 times. I was like, yo,
this 21 rules that you should do when you're in Joburg list that was given by the police. And I kid you not, I don't know if I can put it up or not. If I find it, I'll put it up. They say there's one of the I think rule 14. If you see a cow falling from the sky, just keep walking. It's got nothing to do with you.
No, hey, that's a rule in Joburg. No, that's a rule in Joburg. Joburg, every man for himself. You will see. Don't ask questions. You just go.
Keep walking.
Like I saw somebody get beat up next to a stand. Like it was some people, like consulting the vendors when they're selling their things. A fight broke out in the middle of the street vendors. Did these other street vendors just move to the side and give these other guys space? And it's like the other dumb one was like, thank you. Ish, I couldn't get in over here. Now he had another angle to hit this guy, and there's 4 guys on one. I thought about calling the police. Did everybody just look at me and they were just like, what are you doing? And I was like, okay, sharp.
Look, I've lived
Like it was not like they were gonna come beat me up for calling the police.
Mob psychology. And that's another thing. It's funny enough. It's like the crime there is very specific.
Right.
But go to the taxi rank and say that man stole my phone. He's dead. not because if for some reason all the anger that taxi drivers have turns them into the Hulk, and they're like.
And it's just like, but Buffett, why can't you help me when I'm in the street? Why is this like, the rules are weird? This is when I knew, I need to just be in the house with my comic books. I don't understand this street rule life.
Look,
when you're a kid and you're listening to Abo 50 Cent and everything, and you think, I'm tough, I'm hard. No, bro, you don't know anything.
I'm gonna say this once, and people are gonna come after me, but I don't care. Johannesburg is Gotham.
Yeah, Gotham without Batman.
It's Gotham without Batman. Yeah, absolutely right. I know there's someone I know. If he listens to this, is going to come after me because he always used to say Pretoria is like Mordor,
Right.
and I used to say that Joburg is a sewer pit. But now that I look at it in context of comics, no, you guys are Gotham. Like you guys need a Batman. I don't know what you need to do. I don't know which billionaire. Elon, come back. Elon, you spent. Yeah. Actually, Elon's perfect. You spent a couple of decades abroad. Come back to Joburg, right? And then become Batman.
Dog, Elon is not roundhousing anybody. Not
X-Men.
right now.
It's going to be no. It's going to be.
Yeah.
He comes back wearing his new X symbol.
Yes.
All he does is he just throws stuff at people because he's just like, I'm not chasing anybody. If this thing doesn't catch you, it's the end of the story, my guy.
Dude, that guy would make Josie solar powered in 2 weeks.
In 2 days.
No, but then we'd be solar powered, but then we'd be inundated with a bunch of African people who would be very upset at us for the reason that we are having solar panels in Joburg, and they're just like, Elon, you see what and then you see,
Then there'll be blips everywhere because just like downtown Gotham.
He'll go from Batman to Lex Luthor so quickly, like it yeah. He'll bring innovation and then he'll tear it all down.
Okay, let's take that back. There was that other that other guy who ended up in space. What's his name?
Bezos.
No, firewall guy.
Mark Shuttleworth.
Yeah.
Not Mark Shuttleworth. There's a South African guy. He ended up in space. He was interviewed by Thabo Mbeki while I was in the International Space Station. That guy. What's his name?
When was this?
It was. I'm searching it now. He came.
Oh, okay. South African.
Yeah.
Huh.
Black?
White.
Uh.
How do you spell how do you spell astronaut?
ASTRO.
Oh yeah, you're right.
NAUA. Oh, Mark Shuttleworth. Yeah.
It is Mark Shuttleworth. You're right. Yes.
Yeah. That's the only other guy I know that went to space.
Mark Richard Shuttleworth is a South African and British interview. Come back. You are our Batman. Come back.
No, I think the last thing Black South Africans need in Johannesburg is a white man running around kicking people.
Kicking other black men. He's not gonna make it. The taxi drivers would say, "Hey, where's Look?"
Okay. Okay. You have a point. You have a point. I'm going,
let's.
I'm going to go become more controversial. I'm going to kick it to high gear. Okay, right? Because this
Vimba, Vimba.
Muzi, this my man.
Musi.
Yes.
I will make it. I will.
He used to be a
make it.
boxer. He used to be a boxer.
I will make it. I will make it.
No,
but-
Mutsepe, where are you, my guy? Where's the
I
man?
will make it. He will make it.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
need
like
to see.
Josie Nicks like Israel. You know Israel? Is it Israel? The
Oh,
guy,
easy.
the
Easy
guy who
from
fought,
thingy, from
G-
MMA.
no, GP Orange is usually in like Izo and these guys. Lam.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh no.
Josie needs that nigga.
Oh no. That he'll be like a hero for 2 days, then he's going to become the next Falcone.
Yeah. No. He needs to Jason Todd the area. He can't Batman. No.
I said we need a Batman. We need a hero, a symbol of like I am the knight, not not a
He's gonna Batman and he's gonna take out everybody there. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna be. He's gonna be
I can't imagine. Can't even. We'll call it, and then we'll have this black superhero who's going to be known as the Tokoloshi. Tokoloshi, watch your back.
yo.
Then there's a big.
No, then Daily Sun is gonna come through and make all of those weird headlines, and it's gonna ruin his mystique. In fact,
I know. That's how we know he. That's how people won't think he exists. You know, people don't think Batman exists in the. That's what, like the Daily Sun will keep discrediting his existence because like woman claims African speaking Tokolosh beats.
Hey, bro, those Daily Sun headlines were wild. I remember this one. I buried myself, and then I came back to life, and I attended my own funeral. I'm like, hey, man.
Yo,
Everybody's waiting for Jesus. He's already here. Daily
He's
Sun
already
reported
here.
it
And you know when it came out, Denison used to be so reputable. Like people used to buy it like no one's business. Then all of a sudden it just started becoming this.
tabloid.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
anyway,
I love that one. And
Okay, wait, guys, let's get back.
Yeah.
Kizazi Moto. Kizazi
Kizazi
Moto.
Moto.
Okay, Stepper boy.
I have a question for you guys. That villain in that episode, was he a lady or a guy?
I think it was a lady.
And it's a lady. It's a lady because I think like the cadence and the flow and the way that the character was talking.
Yes.
I mean, maybe they were going for a thing. Like I think maybe if somebody wanted to
Yeah.
claim it. Oh, you don't think so?
No. If they do that, I'll be bitterly disappointed. Come on, we can't have African and queer coding as a villain at the same time. Come on.
It seemed like it was like
Okay,
a
the
situation.
resident member of LGBTQ has ruled.
Yeah,
We will stay out of it.
I'm a leading member of I'm the leading member of the Alphabet Mafia. I told you guys before. So like I'm in the council meetings. I'll have to divert to the Department L because
I'm glad you're on our side because
yeah.
when I saw that they shut down a restaurant, like that restaurant didn't get any business. I was like, yo.
When you put the foot down, we put it down hard. Like
like that restaurant said one time we don't serve gay people. Gay people like okay.
Oh, you don't.
No business.
Today.
I was like, no. 99. Canon.
Don't test us. We'll suspend your gym memberships forever. Let's see you gain 500 kilos.
Anyway, getting back to, so I think it's a female from the things that I saw in the character design and everything, which makes it interesting because you want to ask, what is your problem?
Girl,
Oof.
this guy is scared. You can see this guy is having major PTSD vibes from going into the deep ocean. He's like surfing in this big, it gets the illusion of stepping out of your comfort zone type of thing. Like you're in this bubble, you're safe here. You can live your life in this fantasy sort of not real world, but it's okay. It's your world that you agreed to be a part of because you're too scared to go out into the water. And then there's this woman who's like, "We've been waiting for you." Ooh, like. What did the kid do to you? That's a child.
Yeah, it's like the Joker of the sea or something. She's the Joker of surfboards. I'm like, you.
Like, ain't you too old to be behaving like this?
Like,
why do you care so much about this kid?
You like to surf or you vibe? What the hell?
I think that the main character's grandmother did something to that lady.
Beat her in a competition or
Yeah,
I don't
because
know.
the way it's like she has a grudge on that kid. The kid doesn't even get where that grudge comes from. Like, yo, what's your problem?
And can I? Oh yeah, before you continue, he has the worst best friend I've ever seen
That guy,
in
Joe.
my entire life.
The worst day one ever, though.
Oh, day one, Hey, Joe, you are dead to me. You are dead. I was like, what? What are you doing?
You know how hard it is to find day ones out here, bitch. You know how hard it is to have a day one out here.
You know, it's bad. That's a big one.
It was giving me Naruto and Sasuke vibes, but I'd forgive Sasuke way sooner than I forgive this kid.
That kid, no.
I call you. I'm sorry, Mfana. You know, I don't know what came over me. Blah blah blah.
No, you know exactly what came over me.
Like, I'd be happy if it was like a couple of days later. Like, okay, sharp, we'll meet at this day. No, literally after he drops the call.
That's the time limitation. I'm sure they wanted to try and communicate that something happened.
Right.
I'd love that, but it still gives me the feeling that friend ain't a real friend. And then he gets himself into trouble again.
But he did try and help the homie, and then they decided to murder him.
You know, like, that's when you know they were never. Oh goodness!
But also,
I'm saying
I'm
that
wondering,
the homie, the guy that we're complaining about, Ngobi. So I'm saying it wrong. Is it Ngobi? I'm using the wrong click. You see, American audience, there's different clicks, ne? Yeah. It's not all the same click. So just
your ex-hoser better improve, okay?
Yeah. I'm tired of the same. The same clicks from the gods must be crazy. We need new clicks out here. No, okay.
Yeah. And this coming from a person who's terrible with his clicks. I am a lost cause. I don't even bother some cases. Like, is it Ngobile or
Ngobile?
Is it no or no?
You know?
I think it's in Ngo because he says Ngo a lot.
And then there's
this
town in the Free State where my dad grew up, and it's just a queue.
Yeah.
But every time I have to say, my dad is from. I have the biggest anxiety. It's like, oh God, I can't say this. Like, is it kwa or ku? Like, oh no!
I don't know the click for it as well.
Every time, and then every time I say it, my dad gives me this look.
No, but it's just like, well, now why didn't you teach me how to say it right? Come on,
he tried. No, in this case, I'll give him a pass. He tried, that man. There was a time, like, literally from grade, I didn't talk up until I was 6 years old. It's a fun fact about my life. So, occupational therapists, therapy left, right, and center, they all spoke English. Then I started talking. The first thing that I was speaking was obviously English. My dad was like, he refused. He's like, you will speak to me in your home language.
Yeah.
From that age. So yes, I can speak Sotho. I can speak Sotho better than most other people. I mean, many guys in Pretoria said, yeah, Sotho is too deep, which is surprising because I'll get an F- in Sotho every day, any day of the year. But when it comes to that, that's when the lesson ended. Like, you're a lost cause.
Guys, I have a question for you, no?
Yeah?
You know, throughout the short, this kid keeps hearing his grandmother say, don't go into the water, don't go into the water. But when Mobile is thrown into the water, then the grandmother says, go into the water. Do you guys think that voice...
I think he had a dream.
No. I think what happened is that he had a traumatic experience because it's established that his grandmother died in the water.
Yes.
So he may have said, actually, go to the water. That might have been her words. But because as a child he had a traumatic experience, he reinterpreted it because humans do it a lot. Yeah. So he reinterpreted it to be, that's what I got from the episode, that it was like his mind translated that to don't go to the water because your grandmother had this thing.
Yes.
But when he's actually in the water and her spirit surrounds him and protects him and actually tells him,
that was actually her saying it.
That was actually her saying it.
Yeah.
But you also have it like there's, I don't know, there's a moment where they've stolen the surfboard, and I don't know whether he's knocked out or something like that. That's where he has the dream, and he gets a clarity of the things. The message was never says don't go into the water, just go into the water.
Yeah.
And that's when he goes charging after his day one.
Injabulo. Yeah, that part was fire to me when you just hear in the Injabulo. I forget what they say also, but it's just like it was like that moment from episode 2 where you hear Batate Manzo and you're just like yo.
And what I like is that the differentiating factor is that he jumps in the water. He doesn't take one of those skills and attaches it into his face or anything like that, which is something that says that for me, I like to make symbolic references. Like those squares are like the crutch that makes you survive the unknown, right? Like your drugs or whatever. And he's trusting in himself to go into this unknown where these things, where he's going by his own instinct. And then when things go wrong, he learns that no, the spirit that lies within him has always been enough to navigate this place that he's supposed to go in this great unknown. He never needed the crutch that many of us have come to rely on. So it's I'm drawing parallels. It's like I said, it's in my wonderful world of trying to draw narratives where they don't exist. But for me, the message that I get from this is a very beautiful one, and this is why it's one of my favorites, actually.
And also,
shout out to the henchmen that just decided to hoy themselves into the water for this board. I'm like, hey, you guys must just love this woman a lot because they're getting hit by glass. You're surfing through like broken things. Like that water is crazy.
Yeah, and it gives the illusion that it's actually a world that got washed over. I mean, there's an entire city underneath this gigantic city. So there is so much lore. There is so much lore that these people put into these things.
It seems like, you know how we usually exaggerate what might happen to the world because of global warming.
Global warming, yeah.
It seems like that's what happened. And then the survivors sort of created that whole
world on top of it. And because like it's all covered by water, surfing has probably just become that much more prominent because it's just like learning to survive on the sea. Also, it's that whole thing of combating the stereotype that black people don't swim or whatever the case and all of that.
Yeah, and it's like some animals have mutated now to becoming a lot bigger than they should be.
Yeah.
Those squids, like they don't look normal. And also like they just live outside of water. Like it's not like those squids are alive when they're in the box there and all of those things.
Yeah. And what they did to that villain at the end there, you're like, it's like they always wanted this guy.
They're like, I've been waiting, honey. Like you.
No, but like also you're just like you still want to know what is her, because like the way she
what
handles
is your deal?
What is your gripe?
Like the way she's handling him, it's just like what did he do? Like she's punching him, she's skipping him across water like a stone. Like it was just like what's like okay, this evil and then this
Yeah, because she's giving way more than I'm a generic bad guy. There's always the episode, like episode 2, the one I call Kill Kill. I'm the bad guy because I'm the bad guy. Yeah, to carry the plot.
Was that guy really a bad guy?
No, he wasn't a bad guy. I think what he was is that he was a competitor.
Yeah,
he was just like. And he's an antagonist. I would say he's an antagonist for the sake of being an antagonist. But I wouldn't call him a villain because he didn't he gave them a chance and when it was over, he just walked away. This woman here in this episode was not walking away from anybody.
I wanted to add to that, yes, sure. Look, he does do some bad things. I mean, that poor lady with the vegetables and then he gets his goose to step on them. Yeah, big asshole move. But he's like the villain that carries the plot. This woman, you feel like, girl, tell us what the problem is. Like the therapy, your borderline. Yeah, but you reminded me of Azula. You know who Azula in the
Avatar.
In Avatar, it's like it's your career. This being evil
No,
thing.
but like also Azula at least is bullying people her age. This woman is a fully grown woman, and you're just like, what is your beef with these children?
Children. Like, relax.
Like like when she skips him across the rock, picks him up, Hulk Hogan, WWE style.
But I guess you could say it's realistic because usually there's just people that are usually at the corner who lose touch with reality to a point where now they start beefing with kids because it's like these kids would be at the corner and you're like, this is our corner. The guy would come and say, this is our corner. You're like, but yo, it's just a corner, dog.
More often than not, but I like those scenarios. So like, it starts with this place is our corner. Then the kids come home. My bank says this place is my corner. Who? How old is this man? He's like, oh, excuse me. He just,
you start thinking that, okay, your dad, it was also your dad's corner. When that guy sees your dad, it's like, Brahmama, oh, sorry, like, I didn't know it's your kid.
And then you see your dad, you see your dad pull that line from Lion King, if you ever come near my son again.
But then he also sometimes he turns to you, you deliberately disobeyed.
That's worse. You put Nala in danger. Like,
yeah. So, you know what? One day we should do an episode about African dads in anime and which ones are closest to an African dad. You definitely be in the Mufasa definitely be in the top 10.
It's definitely an African.
No, if you're talking anime, I don't think there's too many because African dads are involved. That's the thing. They are actually maybe sometimes too involved. It's just like, hey, dog. Sometimes space. Space for who? You don't pay anything here. You don't even rent. This is my space.
But there are characters that give African dad vibes. I mean, A and B's relationship. That's they claim they're brothers, but you can see that like. B wants to start his own hip hop album and rock concert, and here comes A like, "What are you doing? You've got work to do."
A and B?
No, from Naruto. Yeah, no, the Raikage. The Raikage is such an African dad. He doesn't have time for anybody. He doesn't have time for explanations.
It's not even
like
funny.
The minute he saw Sasuke, he didn't even ask questions. He was like, "You, Sasuke,
I'm taking you out. Like, we're not going to discuss this."
Oh, I forgot. There's this one scene where there's the drop kick before the concert starts. I'll never forget that moment.
I know. And then I think it's something else, though.
Anyway, let's get back to this episode. I wanted to touch on, we did touch on a bit, but we also had to touch on the moment where the character meets his grandmother and she explains that you are a king, a surfer Sangoma or something like that.
No, wait, she doesn't say it she doesn't say the title. They don't do that title drop.
Yes.
But she does say that he's grown into a great surfer and he's showing the moves and he's navigating the water. Like the only reason he slipped was because he lost faith in himself in that moment, and that's when the water took him over. And that the water doesn't have the space for tears, which was really cool. I liked all of that.
Yeah, you can't tears. You can't see if you're crying in the underwater.
So,
Mr. Gala. Yes, Sam. This is because he wanted Elon to be Batman.
I hope it's not load shedding.
Okay, I guess let's just keep going until he comes back. It doesn't look like he's
I want to say that, some of the themes in these episodes, it shows that, it's basically saying your ancestors are watching over you without saying your ancestors are watching over you. And that moment is basically that. Saying, look, I might be gone, but when you really need me, I'll show up. And I'll tell you what to do.
But that's also kind of rough because you're just like, black people still work after death, most. I remember when my grandfather passed, he was like, I'm gone. I'm done. Don't call me. Don't ask for anything.
For real?
Yeah, it's literally part of his last words. He just looked at everybody. He's like, I'm finished here. My job's done. We all have houses. Don't call me.
Shout out to your grams.
I swear, those were like, I just remember the time, like, he was lying there in the bed and he just like, I'm all of you, mamela.
Yo, Tebello, you back? It seems like you're back. Can you hear us? Oh no, it's
Yes,
not
and
back yet.
I hope he's not gone.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's not gone, then we'll stop recording, I think.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But out of 10, how much would you give this episode?
Well, if we're doing quick ratings, we got to rate 1 and 2 also. So
Okay.
let's I guess until we'll also ask Tebello for his opinion when he returns because we know he's
Sure.
coming. You know he's gonna come back. He's coming back from the deep. He's fighting off those squids. Episode 1 I would give an 8. Episode
Yeah.
2 I would also give an 8 as well
Okay.
out of 10. This episode 3 Moremi 7.5 just because I think some of the resolution could have been a little bit stronger even if they were doing the 10-minute thing. Like because they just kind of plug a thing into a thing and then that's the end of the episode. Whereas like
Yeah.
with the first 2 they actually gave us or they gave me personally like a strong resolution in terms
Yeah.
of how the episodes ended.
Yeah.
With Surf Sangoma, I would also give maybe a 9.
Okay.
Maybe
So-
an 8. Maybe an 8 also. I would also maybe give it an 8.
So out of the 4, which one is the strongest in your opinion in terms of storytelling, visuals, all that stuff?
I mean, because Herder Boy doesn't have a strong villain. Like
Yes.
Herder Boy just kind of has a generic monster, whereas like Ogun was a character. And like in Surf Sangoma, this Mlindo, which is her name, Mlindo is a character. Like she has a presence throughout this short.
Right.
So for me at this point, it would have to be between. I'd have to tie episode 2 and this episode, Surf Sangoma, as the strongest episodes of the ones we've reviewed.
Okay. No, that's.
I don't know. How do you feel?
I think what you said about look, episode 1.
Oh,
is,
he's back. He's back. He's
welcome
moving.
back, man.
He got live. There we go.
Can you hear us? We can't
Yes.
hear you.
Oh, not this crap again. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Is it better now?
Yes.
We can hear you.
Okay,
Anyway,
I was saying,
I was also telling a joke about my granddad, but I'll let you say what you said first.
no. I think Elon heard me speaking about him coming to become Batman. It's like this motherfucker. He didn't.
I just said
he
that
never
also.
learns his goddamn lesson.
Guys, please give me just give me a few seconds. I'll be back.
I
All
will
right.
never be silenced, Elon. I don't care how hard you try.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I was telling Mr. Extrodin, what's this? That he was saying that these shorts, they kind of just tell you that your ancestors are always like watching over you and they're always there when you need them, type of thing, for like guidance and all of that stuff. And I was like, that's really dope. But then I was like, oh, Esan, also as black people, it means that you keep working after death.
You know,
There's no breaks. No, and you know I was laughing because like my granddad before he passed, R.I.P. that is here at the ball. But like before he passed, he was just like, Mamela, Lunaga fella, Mamela, listen here. Don't call me. After this, I'm done. I'm finished. I'm done. Don't call me. I gave you a house, gave you education. I fought for your rights. I'm done.
I'm done. It's over.
I finished. Pelile, done.
No, I wanted to add that that scene was giving a whole lot of Grandma Tala vibes from Moana, and Moana is one of my favorite recent Disney movie because of Grandma Tala, because it's the feeling that there's someone out there who's actually out there for you, not necessarily out there for what you can do or fulfilling the duty for you have for your family. Like, Moana has to become chief. You have to, you've been. This is your duty. This is how you're supposed to be. And we all have that person we all in our one way or another, like our creative fields, we suffer under the yoke of familial disappointment in some context or another, and then to have a grandma who's saying, listen to that voice inside you. When it starts to whisper, take wait, because that voice is who you are. And we have this grandma in this context that's saying, yeah, go into the water. Look at
Mm,
you.
mm.
So
Oh, yeah, we were also talking about out of the four that we've watched so far, which one is the strongest for you? So for me, when I gave my rating, I said Hurdle Boy, I would give it an 8 because I love all of those characters. Nkuzi Spirit Racer, I would also give an 8. Moremi, I would give a 7.5. Just because I feel like the resolution was too quick. Like I know
okay.
even it was a short, but it just felt like they plugged a thing into a thing and then it destroyed all the monsters. I felt like, there could have been a more mechanical, kind of cooler element. Maybe if they used the sword a bit more, it would have made it like a stronger resolution or whatever.
Mm.
And then Surf Sangoma also, I would give it an 8 as well.
Okay.
For the strongest, I would say it has to tie between Mkuzi and Surf Sangoma for me because Herder Boy didn't have like a villain character or whatever, or like an antagonist. It just kind of had a generic monster going on.
Okay, I'll let me give you my answers then, because it's not something you have to think about like objectively and thinking. Okay, so number one, okay, the first episode for me, what I liked about it. For me, it felt like a game trailer, like something that
Mm,
Blizzard would make. And on that, because of that, it needs to, for me, it gets a lower review because then it doesn't have. It's a kid who learns his lesson and finds out that he can now communicate with the monsters instead of these monster spirits. So for me, it's like a good opening episode. So I'd give it a solid 7 because it would give me yes, it leaves me wanting more, but it doesn't have that satisfactory resolution that this particular arc is over. And then number two, Racer Boy. Why do I call him Racer Boy? Anyway, Racer Boy, I think I'll also give him. It's like yeah, I think that the paired for me one and two LS7, and I'll give you a reason. Wonderful action, lots of kill like kill vibes, like I said the last time. It also, um, if you the for me the humor will get a bit tiresome after a while, and that's the thing that I felt. The action was good, the humor
you
it
didn't
reached to
laugh
its.
at the traffic cop. I laughed so hard at the traffic cop.
Yeah, no, that was the best.
Imalapo.
That was the best joke. But then the other deafy moments, like, oh, he finds out that the kid has taken her clothes, he's taken the clothes, is going to race on our behalf, and then you just see her sleeping like, have you ever seen my man? And like, you that
Ah,
whole kind of comedy can get a little too much for me sometimes. I mean,
mm,
and then the following two, they're gonna okay. Moremi gets an 8.
interesting.
Yeah, because the world building, the story she's telling about what she did to her baby, where you can connect kind of like you did this to your child, didn't you? You are the mom. And like when she was busy talking about the jollof rice and all the things that the
Oh no, not again. Oh,
wait, am I gone? Is it me?
No, no, no. You back. You back.
Am I?
like
In fact, like Elon is now working hard. He heard my instant my like this Praetorian. Anyway,
Silence him.
we must silence him once and for all. Okay. Um, and I was saying that the world building for me just kicks it up a notch. So it also has a nice ending, but but also leaves you feeling like I want to know more about this world. I like
yeah,
what's happening with the spirits,
right.
what's going on. Is this kid going to be in charge of trying? Is he going to now protect the world from his own human body now? Does he have this gift, perhaps? Things
Mm.
like that. And then this one, number four of this of so far. I may change as things go along, but this one kicks it up to yeah, I think 8.5, 8.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Mm.
I'm
Um,
quoting Keith.
For me, episode 1, I would say it's the best visually, in my opinion. Like everything looks great.
Yeah.
So it's a 7 for me. Actually, it's a 7.5 for me. It's really, really good. The story, not so much. It feels like the beginning of a movie. You know, when you're watching a movie, and you know, like how in The Lion King, it starts with Simba being shown to the rest of Pride Rock.
Yes.
Like, okay, we understand that this is just the beginning. There's so much that we still need to see. So if it had started that like that, and then maybe it moved to them going back to the village or whatever, and then we get introduced to more characters like the chief or whatever.
You needed time for that, my guy. There's no time.
I'm saying like it felt like we're still gonna get there, and I think that's what you know what makes it like that's why it's not 10 out of 10 for me. And then episode 2, for me, what makes it work is that the animators. It's like, okay, this short, no, would actually be shown in animation class because it shows you the principles of animation, squashing and stretching and like so all the principles of animation, they're in this episode. You know, so in terms of animation, this one takes the cup. It's still a 6 for me. I didn't really enjoy it that much, but because I've seen a lot of other racy stuff, but in terms of animation, it's the best. And then the third one, in terms of a mother doing whatever it takes to protect their child, or rather, seeing the love of a mother, even though they did such a big sacrifice, sacrificing the child like that, that's the strongest message for me. So storytelling wise, even though it's short, for me, it feels like, so episode 1, visually the best. Episode 2, animation the best. Episode 3 for me, the message. I feel like this is the strongest. And then episode 4, I feel like if we like shonen and the spirit of friendship, this one shows you how shonen is like, basically, because there's always that friend that's a jerk, and the hero does whatever they can, despite the friend doing.
I was convinced
to prove them wrong. That look, I'm not your day one as much as you think.
I wanted to say it, but I kept on holding myself back throughout the whole episode. Like, more.
So for me, so for me, I'll give this one a 7, not an 8, because I feel like some moments they're too low for me. The highs, the great highs, or some of the lows, I'm like, I don't know. Like it feels like it's a bit slow, you know.
I kid you not. If they made this one a full season, we would hate the best friend. I think for like 75% of the season, he'd be we would literally want to.
But then when he sacrifices himself to save his friend, and then he turns into the Super Saiyan Surfer, you're gonna say that he's not the guy that we needed in the story.
That's what happens in the end of the season. Like, oh wow, okay, he really did care. Of course, they'll have that wonderful moment where the best friend has this big fight, and then he finally stands up to himself like, "You're the biggest jerk of my life. I don't know. You're no longer the friend I knew when you're like my day one." Blah blah blah. And then they split up, quote unquote. And then you find somehow someone reminds you that that guy is your friend from day one, and he's in trouble. How dare you? How dare you turn your back on him when he needs you most? Because he's doing stupid things and he does no one else to help him except you. And then charge back.
Yeah.
Then the best friend realizes, oh no, my best friend's coming to save me. I must save him now. And then
then Squid Lady rises from the sea and she's turned into a squid monster.
Yes.
And then he has to turn into the ultra instinct surfer to save the day or whatever.
His grandmother made him eat something that makes him have super speed underwater.
And of course,
Aqua Sangoma.
And then yes. And then his grandmother comes to him at the last moment, like this episode. Like, listen here, don't give into the spirit, the dark spirit of the sea. Remember, the sea is life. the pure waters of the sea flow through you, my grandchild. You are.
It starts water bending.
You know what? If someone, we want to invite these guys to come over, and then if they listen to this, they're going to be so pissed at us. Like,
Well, I think they know we're just it's just banter, man. It's nothing.
yeah, it's not that deep. Don't come at
No.
us.
Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did.
You need glasses. You need the glasses of Horatio. If you ever watch CSI, that guy.
Yes.
It's not that deep. Before the theme song starts,
You know.
Horatio Kane, we see you.
Okay.
You know, on a side note, I actually used to do a lot of content like that, and I'm going to bring it back eventually. Yeah, that pun stuff. Because I actually had one where I was like, you guys will like this one. I was like, which superheroes are the best at guarding the booty? As guardians.
Yo, but those puns, it's like, think of this, like, okay, we see the deceased, her name was Mary, and she was quite a bleeder. Seems like we have a Bloody Mary.
My favorite one was, he got shot in the car, detective, and it looks like they got 2 GSWs to the chest. Looks like he went for his last ride. That time he's dead serious.
No. We deserve to be called nerds. We deserve the way they called us nerds in the TikTok. We ended.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys that the clip that I chopped up for WhatsApp when we were talking about the ANC. Some friend of mine said, "Guys, I'm thoroughly entertained." When she was watching that, I was like, "Oh wow." She actually get it, even though we're talking about a soccer.
You know?
No, I watch that clip all the time. That was so funny.
That's why I had to put it up on our TikTok. Like, is this how I get cancelled? Because at that moment, okay, I'm waiting for the angry Afrikaans commenter. Like, how dare you compare us, the DA, to General Thrawn? You're making it sound like we are a bunch of fascists who want to have the empire. Like, oh,
really? Someone said that?
No, I'm not saying.
Waiting for it. It's still coming. Yeah, it's still coming.
It's gonna come there at that point.
You know, we should upload this on Twitter and CC my money. So that you
CC them all. CC all of them. All of them. CC even President Cyril. Just CC him. Just let's.
My man is like Kenobi then, because he's in and he's out.
Ejo, he's gonna laugh. He's gonna say, "Comrade, you're right."
Yes. And funny enough, of all the politicians, I wouldn't be surprised to hear that my man actually watches Star Wars. Of all the I'm not sure about Julius. I'm not sure about.
Hey, Julius might surprise you.
Like I said, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But.
So I guess getting back to the Kizazi, because we're tangenting here like nobody's business.
Which is typical of Nerdgasm. The way we tangent. Oh God, I just gave up. Sometimes, like, what? Let's just go with the flow.
Yeah,
flow with the force, my child. We are one with the force.
Well, we're going back to the water.
Yes, go back to the water. That's going to be our new force now. Go into the water, my child.
Yeah. So I think as a whole, for me, I love all of this, or I like it a lot. Like, I haven't had one bad experience with these shorts. For me, like, the last one I think is the weakest one when we get to it, but I still think it's really good. So.
So these things seem to be deliberately, like, the way they set them up in terms of order.
I don't think so. I don't think so, because I think this, like, in terms of concept, when we get to it, there are some that are more interesting. Like this one here with this girl over here that you can see. That one was a really interesting one, and when you get to that episode, you'll see why.
Okay.
But like,
I'm excited for number 5 and number 6, guys.
Yo,
You have no
number
idea.
5, I think is my favorite. Okay,
Yeah, because
that's peak Kizazi for me. It starts
yeah,
there.
that's
Okay.
that one. It slaps me. It slaps me on the face each time. Like this is, when they talk about Afro. Okay, Afro what?
Futurism.
African futurism or Afrofuturism.
Afrofuturism.
Yeah.
I struggle with the concept. I struggle to even put it into words to say when someone were to come to me and say what are your thoughts on Afro futurism, I'm going to say I have no idea. But
Oh,
then when I hmm?
sorry. Please continue. I'll say it afterwards. I'm so sorry.
But when I watch some things like when I watched episode 6 and 7, I finally get a glimpse of what people are talking about. Like, oh, okay, I think I fucks with that. Yeah, I'm a stan. So well done, guys. I think that's all I have to say. But we'll leave it for next week. What
I just
what you
want
say?
I just wanted to say, should we add Manga Ziad on the next one? Because Kizazi.
If he wants, I'm
Yeah,
down.
no, no, I'll message him. Yeah, no, why
No,
not?
I think let's include him. I'll
Let's include him.
also ask him about Bleach if he wants to
With the
join.
5 of us. Yo, when I was listing all the Bleach captains, that's when I realized, oh my god, I am the biggest. I'm the biggest.
Bleach Encyclopedia.
I'm the Shinigami Cup Golden. That's me. That's me right now. I was like,
Oh wait, does this mean that you're Gin?
no.
Ichimaru Gin.
Gin is Arankare Daijaka.
Okay.
Shinigami Cup Golden is Rangiku and
Mayuri
Kon.
Rangiku, really?
There's a part when the Rangiku's there. It's a mess.
Okay, but now we're going into other franchises.
Okay,
Yeah. So anyway, all in all, anybody who's watching this, please go check out Kizazi Moto. Just go give it a couple spins. Yes, Bob Iger will be taking some of your money, but he'll be putting it towards a good cause. Just go give this thing some eyes,
Yeah,
please.
people put their blood, sweat, and tears in this. So yeah, keep watching it. I think that's all. That's all I have to say. Watch it, enjoy it, critique it. Bad math, the corporate Disney machine, all you want. But you know what? In the end of the day, some of us even it took some of us in this continent to create this, and I think that's a milestone that we need to celebrate one way or another. On that
Mhm.
note, thank you for listening to this point. Thank you for watching till the end. We love you guys. Yes, we want you to comment more. Please comment. Please share your
Don't
thoughts.
phone, man. You
You
see
know,
that phone you're watching the video on? Just
yeah.
scroll down just a
Scroll
little.
down and comment and just say, "Wow, guys, do this, do that." Make a noise, and also we are still
Fire
growing.
emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji. It's
Uh,
fine.
Fire emojis, we are growing. The views are still up. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all that. And you're doing the thing that I'm asking you. Like again, you're spreading it. My catchphrase once again. I want to become more viral than herpes, and the only way herpes spreads is through mouth to mouth. So we go out there and talk about us, right, kids? And that's what you're doing. We love you guys. Keep this up. See you next time. I think it's going to be Yu-Gi-Oh. We're going to be talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, but we're also going to talk about Kizazi Moto. We are never gonna stop shipping out content so long as you guys keep engaging with us. All right, we love you guys so much. See you guys next time, and peace out.
Peace.